Welcome to another video, guys. Today I'll be talking about ALC bleed-throughs and how it affects your aim, how it affects your sensitivity, and what some things you can do to help fine-tune the sensitivity to make it feel better for you. So starting off, we'll basically show you how ALC bleed through works if you don't already know how that works. Essentially, you change your ADS for your default sensitivity. This is what we call default sensitivity. So the main sensitivity that you would change, it mainly depends on your ADS. So for example, I changed it to 1. It's always 4-1 linear. Scrolling down, you have advanced look controls. So your ALCs. You're going to open that up. You're going to turn custom look controls on. And the main thing you want to focus on is your per-optic settings in your ALCs. So you go on in here. It might be off. So you're going to turn that on. And then you change the values in here to bleed through the settings in your main default settings for your sensitivity. So remember, we were on 4-1 in your default sense. So it's essentially 4-1, your 1 ADS, the ADS sensitivity is going to be multiplied by 3 or whatever value you have in here. So for example, 4-1, so it would be 4-1, and it's 1 times 2.9 or 3. To allow the ALC bleed through to take effect, you leave your custom ADS controls on, you press back, and then you turn off the main ALC look controls. That will be off. Now 4-1 will have the bleed through of your ALCs. So that is how bleed through works. Now that you know how bleed through works for ALCs and your default sense, this is something that most people don't realize or notice when you using ALCs and turning their sensitivity up or down. If you ADS and look up and down while on 4-1 linear with ALC bleed throughs, your up and down will be a lot faster than your left and right, specifically when you're on 1 ADS. The way I look at it, the lower you are on your ADS is the faster your vertical up and down will become.
They're near you.
The higher you are on your ADS, the faster your left and right will become. So let me change this real quick. I'm going to turn it off so I have no LC bleed throughs. So my up and down is going to be fast, but my left and right is going to be just as fast. But for visual effect, let's say 4-4, if you go up and down with 4-4, no bleed through, your up and down is slow. Your left and right will be just a bit faster, but obviously you can see it's faster than your up and down movements. People don't realize this when using sensitivities, and that throws off their aim. So for example, 4-3, your up and down will be moderate. It's not too fast, it's not too slow. Your left and right is about the same, sensitivity. Alright? If you go to 4.2, here's where you start to change your with per-optics. 4.2 is my go-to sensitivity. I normally start at either 1.5, if I can get it there. Either 1.5, right? Up to 1.8 or 1.9, depending on what I'm trying to do. So for example, if you use 4.2, 4.2 to me seems balanced enough for the up and down tracking, left and right movements. For me at least. That's my go-to sensitivity. That's what I normally try to use because it's easier for me to use. Easier for me to track with. What I'm used to. Now, while having this sensitivity for GameSir, you can go inside your GameSir app. As you can see, I'm on default linear. And on my right stick, there's a setting you have called advanced mapping for each of your sticks. Advanced mapping manipulates how you get your stick moving up and down, left and right. Essentially what I was showing in Apex. So up and down is vertical, left and right is horizontal. If I move this value horizontally, it's affecting not only my ADS for the right stick, remember it's affecting your hip fire. So you should be careful when changing this. So for example, it's on 40. What this is doing, it is making my horizontal faster than my vertical. So I'm giving more sensitivity to my horizontal than I am to my vertical. 50 is balanced in between. Both of them are going to get the same sensitivity response for your right stick in GameSir. This is not about Apex. This is your GameSir controller stick. For example's sake, I'm going to exaggerate the value. As you can see, I can no longer move my stick up and down vertically fast. I can move it left and right, but my vertical has been limited. Same goes for my hip fire. My vertical has been limited. Horizontally, I can move faster. So if you follow my videos that I post, sometimes this is why you see me use 49, 48, or going up this way if it is that I want to have more vertical speed. This is the reason why I use these settings to slightly increase the speed of that sensitivity within GameSir. So again, essentially how you look at it, the lower you are in your ADS, faster your vertical will be for your ADS. The higher you are, faster your horizontal, slower your vertical. Okay? So that is something to keep in mind. As I said, 4.2 linear is my go-to normally. And the starting point is 1.5 for me. Sometimes I play 1.6, 1.7. It depends on how I feel in that day. But 1.5 to 1.6 normally does the job for me. So for more information on the ALC bleedthrough, you can also change these. So for instance, if you want to have 4.2, so up here you can see your look sensitivity, your hip fire. If you want to change your ADS for different per-optics, you can. So if you want to have 4-2 for your 1 times and 4-1 for your 2 times, you can. So just to show you, 2 times. All you have to do
I can choose an
is to come in here, you change it to 1 times. Then you go down to your advanced look control per-optics. So it's 1 times for your 2 times. Your ADS is 1 for your 2 times, so you'd have to change it accordingly. So it's 1 times 3, which is 3. And then for that per-optic, for that optic, you'll have 1 times 3, which is 3. So you'll have 3 ADS essentially for your 2 times. While for your 1 times, you'll be on 4-2. 2 times whatever value you have. So this way you can actually have multiple different per-optics at the same time. So just to show, so your 3 times, just to show that they change, you can just put this down to 1. So that's just 1. In here it is 5. So if I take up a 3 times right now, it's going to be super fast, as you can see. So you can have different per-optics for different with different sensitivities essentially, if you want to have that. So if, for instance, I can have this on regular 3 if I want. So my 3 times will be 4-3 linear, if that feels good to you. Or if you want to have 4-2,
got an upgrade waiting.
you can come in here, you make that change, and then you can have it on whatever bleed through is good for you. And you are now on 4-2 linear for the 3 times. So you can have multiple different sensitivities for different optics if you like as well. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. Please continue to subscribe, like the video if you like the information I'm bringing to you. I'll catch you guys next time. Until then, peace.
One down below, beside the river. On the low down.
I got nice, man.
A king never relies on others.
Oh yeah, right. On your head, drop it.
Never gives up. He's weak, okay.
Grab his spear, jumping on you. Behind you, red.